Hey, y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. I hope everybody's doing well. It's cold all over the place, but we gonna keep y'all warm as we mosey along this subject matter today. I know it's not as sexy as it should be, but we're gonna cover a lot because a couple months ago, Donald Trump said it once he gets back in, he's going to indemnify the cops. Basically, they're not going to be able to be held responsible for the things that they do. Okay, because that's really going to help you score votes, especially with you needing to siphon the black vote away. That's really going to help. Okay, well, we'll see how that turns out. But let's see who's in the building. Hackside KT, hello, and Tyquan Campbell, hello. And for those who haven't said anything yet, we see you. But before we start, family, we gotta do a roast real fast. We gotta get that taken care of. So would you like to join me in a roast? Push 1 if you would like to join me in a roast. Push 2 if you'd like to not join me in a roast, and we just get into the subject matter. And I'll wait for that. Because somebody jumped out the window and went up. Had me, after reading this, like this here.
Hey!
Okay. There might be 2 roasts. There may be 2. Hey, pussy. After I'm done with this roast, keep your ass here, because I want you to come up and come tell me how I'm bringing people to Trump, even though I just literally just dissed this man. But okay, maybe you didn't hear it because you see thumbnails and you read pictures without words. I get it. Got something for you. Keep your ass around here, and then you can come up here and tell us that I'm bringing people to Trump. But let's begin with this roast. Let's begin. It's very quick. It's probably going to take about 5 minutes.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
The grift is real, family. The grift is real. So now, old coon dance. Oh, yes, the coon stress. Queen Kumadaya. If you know your Star Wars, Queen Amidala, this is Queen Kumadaya. She decided to put up a post about Nikki Haley. Nothing wrong with that. People don't like Nikki Haley. But my question is, why would you bring in, even though you were talking about beauty pageants, why would you bring in Vanessa Williams, that sexy black woman, and claim that she's mixed race? Let's find out why she did it. So this post was, Colin Rugg, he's another one of them white supremacists, but he was talking about, he put up a video of Nikki Haley saying that she was disqualified from beauty pageant because she wasn't white or black. She claimed brown, I guess. Whatever. Who cares? Here's Candace. She said, this is very confusing to me. Nikki Haley was born in 1972. I'd assume it was at least the 80s before she tried to enroll in the beauty pageant, even though we have seen beauty pageants have kids as small as 4. But okay. Were there segregated beauty pageants then? Yes, there were. Yes, there were. If not, why would they not know where to put her? If so, how was the mixed race Vanessa Williams crowned Miss America in 1984? Vanessa Williams, singer, actress. I did not know she was mixed race. I always assumed she was black, and we got confirmation that she was black. This is why I never bring her up when I talk about biracial people. But, people like to assume things. And we know what happens when you assume. So I saw this. Brianna Joy Gray. She said both of Vanessa Williams' parents are black. Candace came back to her and said, ma'am, 45% European, Finnish, British, etc. with bright blue eyes does not constitute someone as just black. She is mixed race. I love how she goes to Huffington Post because she did a, what they call that, an ethnicity test. Is that what they call that? Oh, mail order DNA test. I'm sorry. Excuse me. And she found out that she has, what does it say? I've got blue eyes. My brother also has light eyes. And everyone says, well, what are you? We're mixed with something. What is it? I guess Candace doesn't know about recessive genes, but that's okay. And she, I'm sure, found out that she has white ancestors, which a lot of people have. Hell, I found out that I have somehow, I don't know how this is possible, and it might not be true all the way, but I have German somewhere in my family. Okay. Also got Italian. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. When we go back to this, and then she had the nerve to put laugh out loud. Okay. So she said, to be fair, during that time, Vanessa's parents grew up during segregation. They would have been considered and treated as black since there was no carve out for mixed race kids socially or legally. But factually speaking, she's very much mixed race. And factually speaking, Nikki Haley did not grow up during that time at all, which was my point. So you're still on this that she's mixed race because she's light skinned and has blue eyes. I guess she never saw those pictures of those Aboriginals with blonde hair and blue eyes, but they had black, brown, and black skin. I guess she missed that. Okay, that's fine. So Brianna came back and said, this is not a defense of Haley. I'm merely pointing out that both of Vanessa's parents were black under the laws of the United States of America. They didn't just identify as black. It wasn't a choice under the law. Note that Plessy, whose case established segregation as law, was chosen for the test because past is white. That didn't help to demonstrate how absurd racism is. Obviously, it didn't work. Now, here's where we're going to start the roast. She said, I never accused her parents of anything. The statement I made was that Vanessa Williams is mixed race and she won the 1984 Miss America pageant. I tell you, these conservatives are they're recessing right in front of our eyes. They don't know how to read. This is why their messaging sucks. This is part of it. Ma'am, you literally called her mixed race, which anybody with a functioning brain would assume that that person is of two different races. Literally. You're literally calling this woman who identifies as Black American, and we're going to show the picture of her parents. You literally just said, you're literally assuming that one of her parents are not Black, which would indicate that she's mixed race. But okay. So then Brianna said, accused. Don't know who said that. I'm just stating again that as a factual matter, both of Vanessa Williams' parents were legally designated Black under the laws of the United States of America. So she said, okay, just reminding you that this thread had nothing to do with Vanessa Williams' parents at all. I tell you, I really don't think she read what she wrote. I think she's just tweeting just to try to see, because she's getting engaged, but she's going to just keep talking.
That's because you're a dummy. Okay? Dumb little, stupid little dum-dum.
You're still saying she's mixed race. Someone just told you both her parents are Black. You're still trying to say she's mixed race. But thank you for clarifying their legal designation. Good to note. What? Excuse me? Oh, God. Okay. Candace Owens, we finna help you. I think somebody put it in a thread, but we're not going to go through that. We finna help you. Tabernacle. Now, Vanessa Williams put this up looks like about 4 or 5 years ago. This is her parents. Please tell me where they look mixed. Maybe I missed it. Y'all better at the eyes than me with Black America. Maybe y'all better than me. They don't look mixed to me. I mean, this is the same woman who said white women like us. This is the same woman who got G'd at her own baby shower by them putting her in the back. But yeah, this is her parents. They don't look mixed to me. I get it. Light skin be fucking with y'all. So she has blue eyes. One of the recessive genes went through. Okay, she has blue eyes. What's the problem? She's still black. There's no way Vanessa Williams could pass as white. There's no way in the world. And by the way, she said this herself many times. She's black. She's not pulling a Rachel Dolezal. She's even showed baby pictures. Tabernacle. This is her brother. This is Vanessa and her brother Chris. Yeah, can't pass for white hair. You could definitely see those Afro features. They her mama. Yeah, that's a white woman. Hey, Candace, you're right. This is a biracial woman. You're right. You're right. This is clearly from the Steph Curry class. Clearly. I know Steph Curry ain't biracial, but according to her, she would think that Steph Curry was biracial. This is clearly Paula Patton. Clearly. This was a family photo. Yeah, that's a biracial woman. That's a biracial woman. You right. All right, say less. Candace Owens, there you go again. Just talking outside.
I'll spell it for you. D-U-M-M-Y, period.
But anyway, we off that. Just figured I clear that up a little bit. I know y'all probably won't see it. I'm sure Torian he probably gonna do a video on that one. But let's start the show. So old Donald Trump wants to indemnify these cops, huh? Well, today we're going to see what he's gonna want to indemnify, aka absolve them from wrongdoing for doing their job. And we're also going to look at Tatum Toss, because Tatum Toss decided to delete his Uvalde video, but we found a couple of debates. We're not going to play them all the way through because we'd be here for like 6 hours, but we're going to play a little bit of each one, and you're going to understand why. If you never saw what happened with Uvalde, Torian and I were bore out right again because he got destroyed in his comment thread. Hell, these are different comment threads, and they're destroying him. But let's begin by introducing more people, because I saw y'all and I didn't say hi. Casey Malone, hello. Jerry Bedford, hello. Lois Hub, hello. A Netizen, hello. Let's talk about it. Say you didn't hear it. Well, you shouldn't fly off by seeing a picture. You should wait to hear somebody talk. Then you can formulate an opinion. But maybe you learned that. Tabith, hello. Shamika Gray, hello. John Guillory, hello. Cosmo Fury, hello. Finally Aware, hello. Cameron Jones, hello. Bulls fan, hello. Quasi Blackstar, hello. All right, let's get to this. We're going to start looking at these cops. Oh, boy. You want to indemnify this? All right.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
We're going to begin here. This is back up top. New Jersey police officer charged after spending thousands of $100,000 mistakenly deposited into bank account. This happened 48 hours ago. Hey, Donald Trump, you want to indemnify this? Okay. Cool. A New Jersey police officer spent more than $35,000 accidentally deposited into his bank account, prosecutors said Thursday. On Tuesday, Atlantic City police officer LaQuay Dubose, I guess, 37, is charged with third-degree theft for spending the money after his bank mistakenly deposited a check for $100,000 into his account, authorities said. The deposit occurred on March 21st, 2023. Days later, on March 27, bank employees realized the error, withdrew the funds, and closed the officer's account. Ow. However, his spending resulted in his account being overdrawn by $35,903.17, prosecutors say. Prosecutors did not specify which bank was impacted. So he got indicted. You want to indemnify this? So we have an officer that saw money in his account and decided to go spend it. Don't even ask no questions. Say less. Queasy Blackstar, hello. Sunkissed by the Most High, hello. You want to indemnify that? I see.
Robert,
Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Robert.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
You better get that defense on the stand, because I want to see how you're going to pull yourself out of that one. So not only did you spend this money, you got a felony. You about to lose your right to be a cop. All right. But he wants to indemnify that. Okay. Say less.
That's because you're a dummy. Okay? Dumb little, stupid little dum-dum.
Wait. I forgot. There was somebody outside that said that, that he's the right option and we should get on a particular vehicle and ride it to the promised land.
To join this MAGA train, baby. Choo choo! Choo!
Yeah. I got to jump on the train for that. Yeah, no, I'm good. Okay, we got that story. We got another one. Woo! Now, he said he wants to make sure that cops can be able to do their job without threat of retaliation and threat of arrest. But he didn't mention that you can do your job, get off, and then come back. And then they say, we can't have you back, but take this check on the way out. Yes, you read the title correctly. The three officers cleared in Manuel Ellis's death will each receive $500,000 to leave Tacoma police. Three Washington State police officers who were cleared of all criminal charges last month in the 2020 death of Manuel Ellis will each receive $500,000 to leave the Tacoma Police Department. Damn. That's a lot of coins. We saw the one that deleted Elijah McClain. He got over $200,000 in back pay. That's a beautiful thing. Three Washington State police officers who were cleared of criminal charges in the 2020 death of Manuel Ellis, a black man who was shocked, beaten, and restrained face down on the sidewalk as he pleaded for breath, will each receive $500,000 to leave the Tacoma Police Department, according to documents released Tuesday. Quote, this says to the public that these are excellent officers and it's a shame Tacoma is losing them, says Ann Bremner, an attorney for one of the officers, Timothy Rankin. These are excellent officers who got a payoff to leave. So you just told the Tacoma public, hey, you're going to lose 3 cops and $1.5 million. By the way, in a state that doesn't have state income tax. That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. We continue. A jury acquitted Rankin, 34, and co-defendants Matthew Collins, 40, and Christopher Burbank, 38, in December, following a trial that lasted more than 2 months. Rankin was charged with manslaughter, while Collins and Burbank were charged with manslaughter and second-degree M-word. The city released copies of the voluntary separation agreements with the officers Tuesday, as Police Chief Avery Moore announced findings that none violated the use of force penalty in effect on March 3rd, 2020. Collins was found to have violated a policy concerning courtesy. He wasn't nice. He didn't do everything by the book. He slightly went too far. Okay. The use of force policy has since been updated. The old one failed to serve the best interests of the police department or the community, Moore said. These agreements support a responsible, constructive path forward for our community and the Tacoma Police Department. City Manager Elizabeth Pauley said in a written statement. Yes, you're $1.5 million less than what you had. Oh boy. In an email, Matthew Erickson, an attorney for Ellis's family, called it perverse and said the officers were effectively being rewarded for his deletion. He noted that the officers had already been paid about $1.5 million total while being on leave for nearly 4 years. So according to the lawyer, it's actually $2 million. So they got to be on 4-year leave and still collect a check. Damn. The story is just getting better and better. The worst TPD officers are also the highest paid TPD officers, Erickson wrote. Everyone in the community should be upset by this. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Seattle said last week that is reviewing the case. The Justice Department can bring prosecutions for federal civil rights violations, but the scope of the review was not disclosed. Ellis, 33, was walking home with donuts from a 7-Eleven in Tacoma, about 30 miles south of Seattle, when he passed a patrol car stopped at a red light with Collins and Burbank inside. The officers claim they saw Ellis try to open the door of a passing car at the intersection. He became aggressive when they tried to question him about it. Collins testified that Ellis demonstrated superhuman strength by lifting Collins off the ground and throwing him through the air. What the fuck? So your big ass, your big adult weighing ass, coupled with the stuff that you have on your belt, you said this man has superhuman strength and flung your little ass. Oh my God, no. I can't believe he just said this.
Come on with it.
That's amazing.
You got flung. I wonder, is there video? Let me see. Manuel, man, if they're man, don't let me see if they have a body cam. You got flung. Huh. They made a black woman do this story. Where is this flinging? Because this is weird, because I've never heard about this. He getting flung. They said the jury saw it. And of course, all three of them are white, if anybody was going to ask. Okay, so they only show where did he get flung? They just show they mostly saw the arrest. Okay. How did you? Never mind. He got flung. We're just gonna go with that. He got that red treatment from Friday. Throwing him through the air with the donut bag in his hand, or the donut box in his hand. He flung him. All right. But 3 witnesses testify they saw no such thing. After what appeared to be a brief conversation between Ellis and the officers, who were both white, Burbank in the passenger seat threw open his door, knocking Ellis down, they said. The witnesses, one of whom yelled for the officers to stop attacking Ellis, and a doorbell surveillance camera captured video of parts of the encounter. The video showed Ellis with his hands up in a surrender position as Burbank shot a taser at his chest, and Collins wrapped an arm around his neck from behind. Okay, so you have a taser that's supposed to immobilize your suspect, but you still decided to put him in a chokehold. But yeah, he wants to indemnify this. They shouldn't be afraid to do their job. Huh. They said they didn't see him get thrown. Bet you he probably fell. Okay. Interesting. Quite interesting. Rankin was among the many other officers who responded. Ellis was already handcuffed face down when he arrived. Rankin knelt on his upper back. Video shows Ellis addressing the officers as sir while telling them he couldn't breathe. One officer is heard responding, "Shut the F up, man." We can get that done. Yeah. He got thrown. Oh, Jesus. Must be nice. Yeah, we finna get that done. We finna get that done for Cosmo Fury. We gonna get that done. I know I shouldn't be making a joke about this story, but yeah, just a cop lying saying he got thrown through the air. Why would you admit that if that never happened? Nah, Cosmo, I think he got kicked like that cop did in 3 the Hard Way by Jim Kelly. I used to play that clip a lot. This is wild. But sure. Let me see. Attorneys for the officers argued that Ellis died from a lethal amount of methamphetamine that was in his system, as well as a heart condition, not from the officers' actions. Lord have mercy. They were already setting up for George Floyd. Okay. All right. Here we go. He died from methamphetamine. So you telling me that man was so high on meth, he was able to go buy some donuts at 7-Eleven, people didn't call no cops. And he was able to walk down the street fine. Huh? Excuse me? Excuse me. He had enough wherewithal because he was on meth to go in a store, open the 7-Eleven case with the donuts, remember, he's still functional. Buy these donuts, had the correct money. Sure, he struck up a conversation with the cashier, left the store and walked down the street high on meth. And you're saying he died because of methamphetamine. Here we go. That was in a system as well as a heart condition. A heart condition. This is George Floyd 2 months before George Floyd. Ellis's death became a touchstone for racial justice demonstrations in the Pacific Northwest, but it also coincided with the first U.S. outbreak of coffee venereal disease and a nursing home in nearby Kirkland, and did not garner the attention that the police deletion of George Floyd in Minneapolis did nearly 3 months later. The trial was the first under a 5-year-old state law designed to make it easier to prosecute police accused of wrongfully using deadly force. The Ellis family settled a federal wrongful death suit against Pierce County, which is home to Tacoma, for $4 million last year. But that's what he wants to indemnify. All right. Gotcha. This is not only relegated to white cops. Oh no, this show's not only relegated to white cops. We got some black ones doing some fucked up shit out here too.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
We went to Milwaukee. Milwaukee, whatever you want to call it. Milwaukee police officer charged with 2 felonies and beating, choking a 7-year-old girl. He wants to indemnify this. A police officer has been charged with 2 felonies related to the abuse of a 7-year-old girl related to him, according to a criminal complaint. Frank Williams, 30, has been charged with 1 count of physical abuse of a child and 1 count of strangulation and suffocation, both felonies. For each charge, Williams could face a fine of up to $10,000, being in prison for no more than 6 years or both. The Journal-Sentinel was not identifying the child's relations to Williams to help protect her identity. According to the criminal complaint, on January 17th, the city of Milwaukee police sergeant responded to the emergency room in Children's, Wisconsin regarding a child abuse complaint. The girl told the sergeant that Williams whooped her with a belt, causing thigh bruising. The sergeant observed 7 to 8 distinct bruises. The following day, a forensic interview was conducted with the child. During the interview, the child said she was supposed to take a nap but stayed awake. Williams used a thick black belt to strike the child, and she kept moving to try to avoid the blows. The child said she fell to the floor, and Williams grabbed her by the neck and squished it to the point that I couldn't breathe, according to the complaint. She said it was not the first time Williams had choked her. They got the story. Show this cop. Where is it? I think they showed the... maybe they didn't show his face in there. When the child ran into the hallway, a woman was present, told her to stop moving, and told Williams that is enough, according to the complaint. Williams allegedly replied, "No, it's not." After striking the girl some more, Williams turned to a 4-year-old boy who was in the house and struck him repeatedly with a belt as well, the girl said in the forensic interview. On Thursday, Milwaukee police released a statement saying the officer had been arrested as a suspect in a child abuse investigation and was put on full suspension. An internal investigation is pending, MPD told the Journal-Sentinel in a Monday email. The Milwaukee Police Department holds all members to the highest degree of integrity, and if any member violates the code of conduct, they will be held accountable, MPD said in the email. Williams, who grew up on Milwaukee's north side, was sworn in as an MPD recruit in 2016, according to Fox 6. Williams was previously in the news for putting on a block party and building a basketball hoop with other officers for kids in District 3. Okay. Williams' gross salary was $54,003 in 2019, $98,650 in 2020, $86,817 in 2021, and $109,930 in 2022, according to the Journal-Sentinel City of Milwaukee Employee Salaries Database. Oh, damn. They just put his whole business out there. Oh, boy. Bills, and they said that he was related to the girl, so I'm guessing he's probably like an uncle or something. But yeah, the cops are out here wilding, but he wants to indemnify this. By the way, if y'all want to see who the cop is, there he is. That's him. There's good old Frank. Yeah. They're gonna have fun with you in jail. So we go east to the great state of Ohio. Ohio, you are next. You are next because Donald Trump won that state twice, but he wants to indemnify them cops.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in
Columbus police officer gets probation for failing to investigate crashes, files charges. I'm going to let y'all take a stab. Which one of these two people is the cop? Which one do you think is getting the charges? We'll just call them what they are.
Yo, fuck nuts.
Yeah. Wallow J said the man. Black Views FBA said she is. All right. We're going to do something for you. The winner is the woman. That's right. Connie Brandt. That's her name. Let's read. A Columbus police officer has been sentenced to probation for failing to investigate multiple serious vehicle crashes in 2016 or bring criminal charges against drivers, including one involving a fatality. Ain't that something? Can't always go by clothes, Bulls fan, because we have seen cases with these female defendants. They let them wear anything. Look up Amber Geiger one time. Connie Brandt will serve 5 years of probation. She's 47, by the way, including 20 days of house arrest following her sentence Monday by Franklin County Municipal Court Judge Mike McAllister. Brandt, who pleaded guilty in September to 5 counts of dereliction of duty, must also perform 20 days of community service as part of her sentence. McAllister could have sentenced her up to 90 days in jail for each of the 5 counts. So she could have sat down for 15 months. And he said, nah, just take this community service and probation. She basically has to do a month of community service, sit down for probation for 5 years, and she's free as a bird. Must be nice. Columbus police originally charged Brandt with 9 counts of dereliction of duty. In charging documents, police accused Brandt of failing to get lab results, review medical records, and file charges in connection with 9 serious traffic crashes between March and July in 2016. Due to Brandt's negligence, criminal charges were not brought in the 9 cases within the statute of limitations, according to court documents. The statute of limitations for aggravated vehicular assault, the charge in 8 of the cited cases, is 6 years. Vehicular manslaughter, the charge in 1 case, has a 2-year statute of limitations. Joseph Gibson, chief prosecutor for the city of Columbus, said at the sentencing hearing that Brandt failed to properly investigate other more recent cases as well, but authorities were able to salvage those cases within the statute of limitations. This is a significant violation of the public trust, Gibson said. Hank Schaub, Brandt's defense attorney, said working in the Columbus Police Accident Investigation Unit took a heavy toll on Brandt, resulting in depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Here comes the splaining. Here comes the splaining. So now she had PTSD. All right. You got it. And it was stressful. She didn't transfer out of that unit. She just failed to file police reports and get people justice. All right. Got it. Must be nice. Miss Brandt didn't get the resources that she needed and it took a toll on her work, Shop said. Brandt was relieved of duty in February 2023 when she was charged. The Columbus Division of Police confirmed Monday that she remains on relieved of duty status. So she's still getting a check. Maybe. Relieved of duty status. So she's still on their rolls, which means she's probably getting a check. Must be nice. All right. So there's that one. We got one more to do, and then we're going to go into Tatum Tots. Pause. Tabernacle. We're going over to Biden's home state. Shit. I said his name. Motherfucker. I said his goddamn name.
Insult to my existence.
Sorry. We're going to Delaware. Seaford police officer accused of brandishing gun in off-duty altercation. This is who he wants to indemnify. Seaford, Delaware. The Delaware Department of Justice has indicted a Seaford police officer on multiple charges, including a felony, after they say he brandished his handgun during a traffic-related argument while he was off duty. According to the DOJ, on August 23rd, Kyle Linville, 38, was having mechanical trouble while trying to park his truck and attached trailer in a driveway on Oak Road in Bridgeville, leaving both lanes of the road blocked. Another car attempted to pass, leading to an argument between Linville and the other driver. The DOJ said Linville then yelled obscenities at the victim, scratched the paint on the other vehicle, verbally threatened the victim, and pointed his gun at him. The Department of Justice says Linville was off duty at the time and did not tell the victim he was a police officer. On or off duty, police officers are sworn to protect, said Attorney General Kathy Jennings. As a trained police officer, the defendant should have known better. This is a matter of law as much as one of common sense. You should never point a gun at anyone unless you plan to shoot. We will hold him accountable. The City of Seaford Police Chief Marshall Kraft tells the DOJ they are aware of the indictment and have suspended Linville. Linville is charged with aggravated menacing, harassment, disorderly conduct, and criminal mischief. According to Seaford's official website, Linville was promoted to sergeant within the police department in September of 2021. But that's who Donald Trump wants to indemnify, give them full immunity from prosecution when they screw up, which is hurting his voting base, by the way. But that's all right. That's all right. Because now we're going to switch to one of his many booty clappers. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Uvalde came back in the news. And if you were here the other day when we broke that news that they're thinking about charging them cops, all 400 of them that were involved in that day. Yeah. Yeah. Tatum Tots did not ever say sorry for his bad takes. He just took his video down. But he figured I'll go on a little bit of a press tour with other big channels, you know, that are about 2A and, you know, pro police. Yeah. Greg Allen, hello. You said sorry, Malay. Can he even do that? Yeah, technically he can. It's already, you already have states that absolve cops of wrongdoing, so he could just make it federal. He has the framework, so it's possible. Vicstat, hello. Yes. I might have said something pause worthy, so I'm going to check myself.
Pause.
Pause.
He paused. I said pause, nigga.
All right. But yes, he went on a little bit of a press tour to try to explain his position. A couple times it didn't really go that well.
You know, Let me go here. There's I'm gonna move on. There's a growing concern in
We're going to start here. Now, this is from the channel Relationship Rehab. Now, this guy, whose name is Brian Redmond, he used to be a Chicago police officer. So we're going to hear a little bit of his analysis on what Brandon said regarding Uvalde and listen to his opinion on it. Might as well hear it from another race soldier, right? Or former race soldier in the case of these two black men. We're going to just proof it a little bit just in case. And fair use.
Everybody decided to throw under the bus. Now, in the comment section, for everybody that said, Brandon, you comment on this video, share this video. Let's get in.
He already bucking his eyes, family. He's already bucking his eyes. We already seen it. Yes. Thank you, Brandon Tatum Tots. Boom. We're going to use that screenshot one day somewhere. We're not sure yet, but we're gonna do it.
Into this, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, Chief Arredondo has spoken. It is the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District Chief that everybody decided to throw under the bus. Now, in the comment section, for everybody that said, Brandon, you a liar, Brandon, you wrong on this, they were cowards. I can't believe you still talking about this. I can't believe you defending these cowards. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm unfollowing you. Just go down in the description section and just write that apology.
And here's my thing. I said,
sir, even cops said that whole police department failed. But you pulled the Conscious Lee Rhoda Osmond defense before Conscious Lee pulled the Rhoda Osmond defense. You know you were wrong and you're still doubling down on it. Even when current and former cops in your comment thread told you you were out of line and your take was horrible, you're still going to do it. Interesting. How did that work out, Brandon? Because he's about to get indicted. This used to be the police chief. He's about to get indicted.
it's the same thing. I didn't as far as the coward thing. And it wasn't a thing of me saying that they were cowards because I don't know them. What I was saying is that they were cowards in not following the procedure when they know what the procedure is. When the fact that we all as law enforcement who have had this training, and barring the fact that no one had this training, unless none of the 6 or 7 police officers in Uvalde ever had active shooter training, they would get the only ones that would get a pass. Everyone else, the training is the same. The training is the same. So there isn't a, well, you could kind of, nope. It's like that. And here's what's so specific about this particular type of situation. The training is the same for the simple fact and the reasoning of this has happened before. This ain't we ain't never had this happen and we didn't know how to react. No. Active shooters like this situation has happened before, which is why the policies and procedures are the same. And that's why you can go back, and like I've always said, active shooters have been going on for over a century. But the moment of Columbine forever changed active shooter response for law enforcement. And it's done nothing but it's gotten better and better after each one. But Columbine changed the whole deal. And this is why I'm like, nope, y'all full of, nope, y'all full of. This is why I'm like that, because I know what that training is. So let's go.
Don't need it. You're doing it for yourself. Now, Arredondo spoke out. Could he be lying? Could he be telling the truth? I believe that everybody's acting in good faith.
That right there lets you know he's setting you up for the BS. You know if somebody's lying or they telling the truth as far as following policy and procedure. Their own personal judgment, that's whatever. But when you're talking about is he lying or is he telling the truth, if he's not following policy and procedure and he's not admitting to either not doing that or stating that he did do that, then he's lying. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. It's not a thing of saying, well, was he lying or was he not lying? Here's the thing. Does he have a reason to lie? Absolutely. He does. He does. He has a huge upside to lying. There is a huge benefit to him lying. So it's not like, well, I'm just giving him the benefit.
We're going to move forward because I want to hear more of Brandon talking about this.
Evidence to believe that he is explicitly lying and it contradicts actual facts that I know. I think he's telling the truth. This is the longest article I've ever read in my life, and I'm gonna link it to you guys so you can see everything that happened in this scenario. Let's start with the obvious lies, and then we're gonna get up to speed on what he said and how that comes together. And it dispels a lot of what a lot of people have said that have not listened to me. I know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't talk about this if I didn't know what I was talking about. Now,
sir, you don't know what you're talking about because you literally sat there and watched Tyre Nichols get his ass kicked on film by 5 cops and said all of them shouldn't go to jail. You saw the commission of a crime and you said that the perpetrators, all of them shouldn't go to jail. So you don't know what you're talking about. You literally took a video of a cop getting run over by some stupid ass teenagers and assumed both of them were black. You don't know what you're talking about. You literally looked at this situation, and on the day you got information and did a live stream, you said that everybody, all them cops did the best job that they could. So you don't know what you're talking about.
First thing is that they were cowards and they just stood outside the classroom while this guy went across the school for 40 minutes to an hour just slaughtering people. That did not happen. The cops were just sitting outside the room.
That's literally what happened.
The room doing nothing and not trying to do nothing. That didn't happen.
Well, no.
That's literally what happened.
What people are talking about when they're saying this, they're talking about them waiting in the hallway.
Yeah.
That did happen. So it's not that when people are saying they did nothing, they are not speaking about the law enforcement that was out and around the building. They're not talking about the law enforcement who got the kids out on the other side of the school. They're not talking about that. They are talking about this guy being the guy in charge who held up in the hallway and changed the active shooter status to a hostage barricade situation. He did that. That's what people are talking about. When they're saying they held up and didn't do nothing, that's what they're talking about. So I understand how you're trying to, maybe spin it to say, oh, but that didn't happen. That happened. They had a clear information about the active shooter going on, and he held up and said, nope, we at a hostage situation now. We gonna stand down and hold up right here in the hallway, wait for backup. Him and however many other officers was there. Now, I think it ended up being 19 officers in the hallway, but at one point, it was him and at least 2 or 3 of his guys that held up in that hallway. That's it. And the guy, the shooter let off something like 100 rounds. I do not believe that they were there for all 100 rounds, but I'm damn sure that they was there for some of them. That's all I'm saying. They may not have been there for the entire disbursement of the bullets, but they were there during some of them. Because if they would have got there and it was all quiet,
they would have busted in.
Why wouldn't they go in and find out what was going on in the first place then? They had to have known that them shots was going off, and when they got there, some of them shots had to be going off. Now, they may have been there halfway through or at the tail end of it, whatever the case may be.
Chief Arredondo was telling people to stand down and all this other stuff. That didn't happen. A lone border patrol officer that just ran into the school, defied all orders, passing all the cowardice police officers, went in the door by himself and killed the suspect. That did not happen.
Now, that did not happen. That did not happen. That came to be that didn't happen. However, him telling them to hold up, that did happen. He held them up in the hallway.
And there's a lot more that people are saying that I would argue did not happen, but we're going to go through some of the new developments so y'all can be up to speed. Now, Chief Arredondo was one of the first to respond to the scene. The suspect came through the south door. Him and some officers came through the north door, and some came through the south. Once the suspect had entered the room, there was nobody that made contact with the suspect before. He let off over 100 rounds into 2 classrooms before officers were ever able to make true contact.
There's no such thing as far as true contact. You either made contact or you didn't.
With him, Chief Arredondo went straight for the door through his radio outside of the room, outside of the school, because he didn't want it to get in his way. He couldn't use it in the hallways anyway because it had been a dead radio. Some radios don't work within the hallways.
That's bullshit. I've never heard of some police scanners. Police scanners. Now, if he had some Radio Shack specials, shame on all of them and that damn department. Shame on the city, shame on the town, shame on the county, and shame on the police department if they had some Radio Shack specials. From all of my knowledge and experience, police officers have real radio scanners, whether they analog or whether they digital. The point is, the motherfuckers will work in a school. I've been in a school with a working radio. I've heard plenty of officers and seen plenty of officers in a school with a working radio. Just to come out and say the radio wouldn't work in the school, that's bullshit. Like you said, you weren't there, so you didn't know. My point is this.
But you gotta understand, my guy. This is a guy who likes to argue law. He literally sat there with Hotep Jesus and others and tried to interpret what the hell the McMichaels were thinking when they did Ahmaud Arbery in. Even though there was witness testimony that said he wasn't doing anything. He already had his mind up because he was a black man jogging through a neighborhood and went into an abandoned building that was being built, and they thought he was taking something. He was automatically the criminal, and he shouldn't have fought to preserve his life when they pulled the shotgun out. All right. So there was that. I wasn't going to play too much. So there was that. Now, again, he was a former cop. We move on because he went to go see them white boys. He went to go see them white boys. And the white boy didn't want to hear none of his bullshit either. And I want y'all to pay particular attention to the live chat that you're going to see on the right side of the screen.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
So this is a channel called Heavy Duty Country. Now, he had on Brandon after he made his video about Uvalde and wanted to get his perspective, and they wanted to have a dialogue about it. Now, I'm at the minute 41. We'll probably start from the beginning a little bit. We'll start from here. Now, somebody said, love Officer Tatum. I want you to keep a pin in this comment because I'm going to see how many times we're going to count how many people love him after he gets to talking. Fair use.
Tonight we got a special guest, Officer Tatum. He is it's ex-police officer, right?
Yep.
Okay. And you were SWAT as well?
Yep.
And he's a professional speaker, has a large YouTube channel, and you were doing stuff with Shapiro for a while too, right?
Yeah, I jumped around, man. Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, a lot of those people in the same circle. So I did a lot of work with just about everybody.
Those are not three names that you should highlight. Just a word of advice going forward, because after November 5th, when your grift is over, you might have to go get a real job. You kind of don't want to have those three names as associates. I'm just saying, especially Charlie Kirk. But all right.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, hey guys, we're gonna keep this really respectful. We just want to kind of.
They already starting. He didn't even say nothing really about the case yet. They already said Tatum looks like a deer in the headlights already. Oh Lord. Tatum is about as intelligent as Maxine Waters. He even looks like her. Fart. Tatum is a true clown. Laugh out loud. Bruh. He didn't even start talking yet, and they giving him work. Okay.
Conversation about this Uvalde thing. Obviously, if you've watched both of our videos,
somebody named NG already knows what time it is.
On the
look at this one, wisdom over fear, nothing to debate. Watch the footage. Uvalde cops a coward. It's at best. Oh Lord.
I won't say the opposite side, but definitely have a difference of opinion. So we're just gonna kind of talk about it a little bit. So let me start and ask you this. So I know that you are a obviously strong supporter of police, and I haven't obviously watched every single one of your videos, but is there ever a time where you're able to look at this situation and say, you know what, they really messed that up, and kind of talk on that?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of videos that I've done. My critique of police is balancing my critique, but I focus more on disproving the myths that are out there in the public. So if cops are doing bad things and they get held accountable, I typically don't make videos about those. It's not because I don't want cops to be held accountable. It's just that my priorities are fighting against the mainstream media and narratives that are not true.
Bruh. Okay, so we're about a minute into him talking and he's already lying. Sir, we watched that coverage, which is why we got royally pissed with how they covered Buffalo. It didn't matter if it was liberal, moderate, or conservative, especially the conservatives. Nobody gave those cops a pass. Nobody. Hell, even Fox News said that they screwed up. And you know, Fox News don't like saying no cop likes that no cop screwed up. You know that. And you got the nerve to try to say that you gonna cape for them cops? Okay. So 3 sectors of media already told you there were that this was not justified what they did, and you're going to cape for them because you were former SWAT and a cop, even though you had cops in your comment thread telling you that you were wrong, and you need to go read your handbook again. But all right, you're gonna do this. All right, Brandon, go ahead.
Made plenty of videos about police officers doing bad conduct. You know, Kim Potter, I spoke about her, you know, shooting Dante Wright with a gun instead of a taser, which I thought was deplorable. Laquan McDonald was shot 12 times by a police officer, and I thought that was unjustified. I rightly predicted that he would get charged with second-degree murder. So I mean, I go down the list, and even some situations where I support cops, I acknowledge when they need improvement, given my training and experience.
No, you don't. Where was that for George Floyd, sir? You followed the right mainstream narrative. He died because of the fentanyl in his system. What did you say about Jalen Walker, sir? Because I'm sorry, I don't know you. I didn't know somebody needed 8 cops to fire 94 shots at somebody to take them down when he didn't have a gun in his hand. You couldn't justify Laquan McDonald, sir, because he was already grounded. He kept shooting. And if you would have justified that, you wouldn't have a career right now. But I cut you off. My bad. Go ahead.
The Uvalde thing is really no different. I think people may take some of the things I say out of context. In no way, form, or fashion after reviewing after the fact. It's no way that anybody with common sense to say that they did it perfectly. They did exactly what they were trained to do, and everything is kosher.
You're throwing up that white supremacist.
My whole argument is that I think our
throwing it up
of the Uvalde Police Department is, in hindsight, at least that's my opinion of it, not necessarily what they expected and what they saw while they were there for the most part.
Gotcha. Okay. So I know, I think it was in one of the first videos you made, you said that you had firsthand knowledge. Is that, was that a police officer that was inside that hallway, or someone inside the hallway, or how? I'm just curious on what.
I'm trying not to burn my person, but yeah.
Well, you don't have to say his name or anything like that.
I was getting intel from somebody who was not only, it wasn't a person at the beginning, the person that came a little bit later was in the hallway, reached the room, and was inside. So
yeah, no, I got you. So let me ask you, I mean, obviously in a situation like this, I'm sure a lot of adrenaline's going through your system. Is it possible that maybe some of the information he told you is not correct, or do you think he's possibly fabricating some of the story to ultimately save his ass? Because I don't know where this thing's going with. I don't know if they're filing charges against the chief, or if it's even going to go that.
Well, you did this a year ago, so yeah. Update, yes. The police chief and possibly 400 cops are going to get indicted. Might be the biggest indictment of cops in history. But, you know, Trump wants to indemnify them.
I have my own opinion on that, but do you think it's possible that this guy or whoever it was is not?
By the way, I hope y'all are peeping the comments in the live chat. They not feeling what Tatum's saying and what he's selling.
Actually correct on everything he told you.
Yeah, I think it's possible. You know, obviously I've done this for a living, and I understand that some people, they call it the haze of war, or whatever, the fog of war. Sometimes things can be not remembered properly, and that's totally fine. And after looking at everything that I've looked at, I think that the guy who gave me intel was like 99% correct on everything he told me, which was verified by many different sources. I think there was a few nuanced details that I understand when the stuff hit the fan and shots are being fired, that the small nuances may be a little off.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll just say this. I think the only thing that he got wrong was the door situation. I think he interpreted that they used the Halligan, but the Halligan wasn't used. The key was used on the door. Everything else was pretty accurate.
See, and that's the thing that I'm really confused about. So Chief Arredondo did the interview with Texas Tribune, and he said they were trying different keys for 77 minutes, and he was praying that wouldn't work. That's whatever they put in the article. And then the DPS director did his whole thing and said that a key was.
Do y'all see this comment thread on live? They keep telling this man to apologize, and we know he ain't gonna apologize. We know this. Like, they even see through him. Now, YouTube says this is the most replayed part. So I wonder what this is. Look at this right here. Silent no more case. He just unsubscribed from Tatum. I'm over his excuses. Now, for those who don't remember, he told his crowd to unsubscribe if they don't like his Uvalde take, and he lost like, what was it, like almost 1,000 subscribers. It was hilarious. Dyson Productions, thank you for the $5 and hello. You said you predicted that their grift would come to a complete halt. I bet you they'll have no shame about it. No. They're gonna have shame about it, because what they're gonna do is try to say that YouTube is limiting them when they start getting hella low views. They're gonna say it's YouTube silencing them, because let's just say Trump wins. He's going to be in there and they're going to say, oh, big tech is going to start silencing everybody now because Donald Trump's back in the White House. Or let's say Biden wins. They're going to say, I fucking said his name again. Motherfucker.
Insult to my existence.
My bad. But what I was saying, if Biden gets back in, they're going to say, oh, you know, he's back in. This is the end times. All the voices for truth are going to be silenced. Okay, so under his administration, you guys still were making money. So now he's going to pick his second term to silence you? Right. Okay. Sure. Anyway, whatever. Let's see why this was the most replayed part of this live stream. Fair use again.
But I can see how an inexperienced Uvalde ISD chief may say, okay, he's barricaded. We can't get through the door. There's no kids in there, and he's shooting at us. We have him contained. Let's rescue the other kids. We'll bring in SWAT, and we'll get in there, try to negotiate with him, and kill him.
Damn, that thing is going.
Let me ask you this
scenario.
Damn, that thing going quick. They're going in on this.
Your view of the entire situation with what you know. Do you think the police failed? Do you think if they acted quicker, had better communication based on what you said, do you think they would have saved more kids? And if they could have, what do you think should happen to the police officers who did not act, especially the chief?
Now, Brandon, don't you sit here and lie, because you said on your live stream that the cops did the best job that they could. Don't you sit up there and lie to this white man. Unless you're about to follow that old adage that if you really want to know what a black person thinks, put them in front of a white person and have them ask the questions. Don't you lie. Don't you lie.
Do you think they should be charged? Do you think they should be fired? What do you think?
Yeah, so from what I know now I can't speak on how many kids were rescued, because I don't know how many kids survived 100 rounds in the first 2 minutes. But what I can say is that based on what I know now, they clearly misdiagnosed this incident from the very beginning.
Right.
And I think that set them down a bad path.
Oh my God. So they can't get intels. They have all them other intel. If it was black people you trying to breach on, you would have had all the intel in the world. Now, because this happened, now you're going to say that they have flawed intel. Okay.
A doctor, you go into a doctor and you're having issues with your stomach and your back is hurting, and they say, you know what, you were dehydrated.
What is this bullshit he's talking about?
Right. After they finish treating
this white man's over
they
it.
find out that you actually had kidney stones. So everything you did from the misdiagnosis is wrong because you didn't diagnose it right. This should have been diagnosed as an active shooter in the beginning based on what we know now. and they misdiagnosed it, and everything they did was wrong because this was actually an active shooter and not a barricaded subject.
I hope y'all realize he just basically described his entire channel. He sees a story and misdiagnoses it, and then when the real information come out, he don't say, you know what, I might have screwed up on that.
Now,
look at those comments. I unsubscribed. Tatum has lost my support. Tatum, the cowardly LEO. Jesus Christ.
Responsibility.
Typical police
Now,
officer. Everybody else's fault. God damn.
Should have had reason to know this was an active shooter, and he negligently or intentionally treated it different, then he has to be held responsible for every kid that died as a result of his misconduct. I don't know.
Manslaughter? Manslaughter?
Potentially, right? I think you could be held liable if you was
going to be held liable because he was the leader. Yes, that's why he's going to get indicted if he didn't already. I don't remember. I think he might have got. They're thinking about it, right? They're thinking about it. He's going to get the harshest charges because he was the leader. He made the decisions. Every kid that died, they're going to put that body on him. Especially when the jury sees those videos again of the parents trying to get in there and you got them cops holding them back. Yeah, that's going to look real good for his case. All right.
Or you
somebody called out his analogy.
If that's even a word, you're training for whatever reason, you should be held responsible for every kid that could have been saved as a result of your actions. Now,
I think
people responding, if they didn't know or they had a reason to not believe or whatever the case may be, then they could be absolved. If they had a reason to know, they were there while kids were getting shot, and they had reason to believe there was kids in there. Shots were going off, and they never acted. Then I think that they will be held responsible.
They were in school, sir. It was school time. What are you talking about? Look, that white man's over it. He's over it. He wants this to end so quick. And he's still paying him to do this. Oh, Lord. All right. So that was that white man. Now, he took down the live stream where he tried to discuss the shit, right? And that cop got at him. But he left up a live stream he did about the surveillance video leaking. Yeah, he left that up. We're going to take a look at that one, and we're going to see what the comment thread thought about his analysis on that.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern in
Tatum Tots. Breaking, Uvalde surveillance leaked. It's only 17 minutes, which is good because we can only take his voice for so long. I think we're at a 20-minute limit. Let's hear what he said on this one. Let's just proof it just in case, because once he finds it, he's going to get mad and claim copyright, which is okay. We have it over there on Rumble. Fair use.
Released. It's being reported that this is a surveillance video from the Uvalde school. And this is a picture of the police officers in the hallway. Now, I want to talk about this for a minute. What do I know? What do I do not know? What do you know? What should you know? Is that I'm assuming that this is correct. I'm assuming that this particular timestamp is accurate. Is it possible that it's inaccurate? Yes. I'm assuming that it's accurate. And I'm assuming that this is an actual still shot photo of the hallway. I'm assuming. Could this be off? I don't know. But let's talk about this for a quick minute, because I do not like when things are taken out of context within a certain sphere and then a narrative is pushed. I want to see
Negro. Damn. He is king of irony. He is the king of irony. No, you did not just say that, sir. You do this all the time.
Targeted a child. You got to get off the crack pipe, man, please.
No. Sir, you take things out of context all the time to fit your narrative. Cut it out. You have yet to show us that you could take an article like that or a situation like this and look at it down the middle. I'm surprised in this situation you didn't try to blame the Democrats on this. Damn. Continue.
See the video of this whole scenario.
Damn,
and
like on the sellout already. Here you go.
People are saying they're heavily armed. They got the proper guns and they have a shield. Now you can see this here appears to be a shield. Now, for people that understand ballistics, this could be a rifle shield or a handgun shield. Let me give you both scenarios. If this is a handgun shield, this shield is virtually, it means nothing. Like it might as well not be here. He might as well put this over here in the corner, because if this is a handgun shield, it's not going to protect anybody. Then bullets going to go straight through there. If this is in fact a rifle shield, and this is in fact the proper timing here, then there is no reason that they couldn't advance. Well, if they didn't have a key, but given the fact that they had a key, entry tools, there's no reason they couldn't advance on this door if this is a rifle shield. Because Bortak ended up breaching with the rifle shield, multiple shields, and they killed the suspect. So people are jumping to conclusions about ballistic shields and all this, but I want to know, is this a rifle shield or a hand? Play the video from 11 minutes and 14 seconds. I want you to play it all the way through till 12:50 when he was killed. I want to see exactly what happened in the hallway. This picture really does not explain much. We know that the first reports is that the officer, the chief of Uvalde, when they first approached the hallway, they were met with gunfire, and based on what they said, they were outpowered, but they got reinforcements. So at 11:52, which is 19 minutes after the shooter supposedly got into the school, they had backup and reinforcements. So it makes sense that new people will show up with rifles and engage. Now, I want to see the full video, and then I can give a better, more thorough commentary. But for the time being right now, this really doesn't do anything but add fuel to the fire if there's no context behind this. And, it's just the attack on law enforcement officers is just never ending, man. It's never ending. Like, there was so much nuance that went into this situation, and I really wish that they can give and provide everything we need to make a fair judgment. If you watch this video and they're just like this for an hour and a half and didn't do nothing like this. Now, we do know that the shooting didn't continue, but regardless of that, if this was an hour and a half and they sat here while shooting is going on, then of course they made the wrong decision. They made the wrong decision. There's no way around it, saying that they sat here while shooting is going on, which we don't have any reports that the shooting was continual after 11:40, 48 or whatever. But if shooting is going on and they're sitting here and they have rifles and a ballistic shield, there is no reason they did not advance. Now, here is the reason.
You're talking too much. Let's go. I hear Jigglypuff
to come up here.
You about to catch a Jigglypuff the way you were talking. We're just going to advance. Damn, somebody said he lying. You should be ashamed. Somebody trying to cave for him. All right. Busters, please unsub. Even if the cops had nothing but a t-shirt on, go in and try to save kids. All right.
A door that you can't get open. But if they have a key, this is a rifle shield, you have no choice but to make entry. You have to. Even if this was a barricade, well, kind of, sort of. I mean, you would have to be sure that he's the only one in there. There's no indication that he's the only one in there. And no point in this scenario. So rifle shield, if this was a rifle shield, we don't know.
Somebody told me
you got guys
already. Jesus.
You press the door. Hopefully you have a key or something that you make entry to the door, you kill the guy. That's it. There is no excuse whatsoever. If this is a rifle shield, they have the availability through a key or another mechanism to get in that room if they're just standing here.
Sir, you're telling me a whole police department got held by a dude with a rifle? An entire police department that had the tactical advantages and the numbers got held by one person. But they don't train for those situations, right? That's what you're going to tell me next, right? They don't train for those situations. Look, this I Loves Chicken person is pissed that Brandon just talking and he's still caping. He's like, I'm done with this.
Now, let me reiterate this for the people in the back. If we don't know what's happening, this is a still shot. We don't know if this guy and this guy got together and made.
Sir, you've looked at photos and videos with less information and crafted an entire story. Cut it out.
To make their way up here and was shot at. We don't know if the guy is actively shooting right now because there were reports that he was shooting through the walls and the door and the glass door. We don't know if that's the case. According to guys that the initial reports is that they didn't get a good angle on the door. So when they were getting shot at, they couldn't get a good angle. Now, just looking at this, and this is only for the people that want to think, because we don't have the actual video, so you have to process this in your mind. This doesn't look normal to me. Like as a former SWAT guy, this don't look right. This doesn't look like a normal setup, right? I mean, there's no way, unless these guys have no tactical experience, there is no way that this guy is, and we can't see who else is back here, but there's no way that this guy is standing here with a shield like this. There's no way, unless he's kneeling, we can't tell. But if you're standing and the shield is just sitting up against the door, that shield is virtually useless. So I don't know if the guy is put it there or put it in attack vest or whatever the case may be. So after the cops were shot at, it appears that they were here. According to the documents that I saw and the documents I read, the shooting stopped around this time, meaning that there was no shooting from now to about 45 minutes.
Bruh.
That's what was mentioned, that the shooting had stopped around this time, clean through 40 minutes of no shooting. How do we know that? The police, DPS spokesperson came out and said it. The Border Patrol guy that they interviewed on television, when he showed up at the scene, which he claimed he showed up around 11:40 something, he said while he was on scene and they were rescuing kids, there was no more shooting at the scene. Now,
what? Bruh, look 6.9 thousand likes to 5.8 thousand dislikes. Look, I love you, Brandon, but stop making excuses for these cops. Have to admit the stubbornness of Tatum admitting he was wrong. Still simping for these incompetent cops. We are not bagging on cops. We are angry at these cops in this situation. I noticed he didn't answer none of these people, though. He only hearted this comment. Wait a minute. You got on all of us for jumping to conclusions. Meanwhile, you're just quick to jump to a conclusion in the opposite direction. I usually side with you, Tatum, but even if that shit were made of cardboard, it's more than those children had. This didn't age well. It's important to be objective and wait for the facts. This man does not do that ever in life. Officer Tatum, here we go. Daughter of ex-cop, conservative parent here. Please just admit you were wrong. The door was never locked. They detained and disarmed the police officer, husband of one of the dead teachers. Stand up for the brave cops and call out these cowards. Look at this. They're killing him. I stand up for the police, but screw them. You got to admit you were wrong. You've been wrong on the whole Uvalde situation. You have rightly critiqued less than stellar police responses in other cases, but you absolutely refuse to do so here, even though this is one of the most egregious law enforcement failures we have ever seen. This man, he's right. He blamed parents for impeding what was going on. When it happened, I distinctly remember this in the live too. When they showed the parents trying to go in, he said they were wrong. But he understood why they felt that way. But they were messing up the investigation. There were too many factors going on. His Mike should have done this. They are killing this man. The fact that it's weeks later, we still don't know the truth speaks volumes. Look at Officer Train trying to rationalize this situation. Even he doesn't believe what he's telling us is written all over his face. They are killing this man. That's how he's going to look when this is how he's going to look, family, when he looks at his analytics after the election and he starts seeing his numbers going down. Them subscribers don't hit that well. But he on this one too.
To join this MAGA train, baby. Choo choo choo.
He on that one. All right. You got it. You got it, Home Slice. This is how he was acting the whole time this Uvalde situation happened.
Robert,
Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Robert.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
When they start bringing up all them situations he was wrong on.
Robert.
Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Robert.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
When he updates the resume, he gets on some network and they're about to, he's about to, he maybe had like 2 shows in and they start dropping all these receipts of like, this is who you hiring? This guy who said what he said about Uvalde. And, them parents down there get a wind of it because, it's Texas. So Texas on Texas violence. I mean, you like to see it. And they be like, Brandon, he going to get called in the office. Brandon, is this true? Did you say this?
Robert.
Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Robert.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Well, we looked up your Uvalde video. We found it on a Reddit post and it says unavailable. We would like to look at it. And then, to keep his job, he's going to give it to him. And they're going to be, adjusting their seat and, putting their hand on their chin, rubbing it real nice. And then they're going to look at him. You know how sometimes you look at the screen and then you look up real fast to look at somebody.
Robert.
Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
Robert.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah. You're going to have to explain all this, bro. Yeah, I don't want to be you. I don't. Say what you want about my small ass channel. At least I got some integrity over here. At least I'll admit when I'm wrong. I mean, Jesus, you sat there. You sat there and cape for them cops. And then, Brandon, you know what? We're going to have to cut ties. We'll still pay you because it's a contract, but we're gonna have to cut ties. But yeah. Yeah, we gotta give you that one time. Can't have you here doing that. Nah. Can't have you here doing that. But if y'all want to see him debate the white boy, we gonna put that in there. You can watch it in its entirety. The white guy he was over in about like 25 minutes in. He was already over. But yeah. So there was that. This is who Donald Trump is aligning himself with and who he wants to indemnify and give them full protections under new law so they can go out and be the true race soldiers that they want to be and what they inspired to be.
That's because you're a dummy. Okay? Dumb little, stupid little dum-dum.
And a lot of white folk have demonstrated eloquently that they don't have no sense.
Well, just got to be careful out here, family. Got to be careful out here. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. I didn't want to stay on here too long, but hopefully you got something out of this. If you did, I did my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. But before we go, how did y'all feel about Tim Scott getting engaged? Yes, he did. He got engaged. She said yes. He got himself a whole wife on the way. That is beautiful. 11 years his senior. I mean, his junior. I'm sorry. 11 years his junior. Do your thing, buddy. Do your thing. I guess you're really right. America is not a racist country.
It was hard work, and I worked hard. My ass bleeds for you.
Yeah. You're right. There is somebody for anybody. Anyway, y'all, we're going to get out of here. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to leave you with the nice message. Take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Continue with the moment of truth in just a moment, but first, a word from the official sponsor of Black Empowerment, Power Tools. There's no telling when something's going to come up, so make sure you carry your power tools at all times. You never know when you're going to need to bring the hammer down, or when you'll have some trash that needs to be blown away, or some obstacle that requires cutting down. Don't get caught empty-handed. Keep your hammer close by. Keep that leaf blower at the ready. And always carry your steel. Power Tools. Because no matter what your day job or side hustle may be, there's no excuse for not being ready to put in some work.